This is Football 401k,
broadcasting on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now your host, RJ Choppy.
Welcome, boys and girls, to another episode of the Football 401k. I am RJ Choppy. What a week. I hope you paid attention to last week's podcast, because I was 5-0. Yep, I had that extra game. I had the money line Rams paired with the over. Had the Chiefs minus the 1.5, had the Bengals plus the 3.5, and I had San Francisco plus the 5.5. That is a 5-0 mark last week, right here on the Football 401k. All right, so a lot to get to today. We are going to talk a little bit about what I believe should be a no doubt about it rule change in the NFL. Okay. I also want to talk about the coaching miscues and defend our own Mike McCarthy a little bit. The legacies of Aaron Rodgers, the legacy of Ben Roethlisberger, potentially Tom Brady retirement, and then, of course, the best bets. But, let's start with last week, right? Let's start with what has to change. And what has to change is the NFL overtime rule. I'm sorry. You can have your tough guy, you should have won in the first 60 minutes. Or you're even more uber tough guy. Oh, you had a chance to play defense. You should have just stopped when you lost the coin toss. Yeah, like 90% of the time now, I think that's the exact number. If you win the coin toss, you win the game in overtime in the postseason. And I think it's 7 straight. 6 of the last 7 have actually won the game overall in the playoffs, including 6 of the last 7 on the first possession. Defense, say it loud for the folks in the back. Defense is not stable, reliable, predictable. You on defense, and you know it. Tank and Micah and Trey and Diggs knows, they all know it. You're at the mercy of the quarterback on the other side of the field. And if you're on your game as a defensive player, but that quarterback is on his A game, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. That's the way the NFL has worked. Now, if the quarterback's not on his A game, you got a chance. You do. You really do. It's all about the quarterback, and we know that. And we've known that for a long time in football, but these old people coaches never wanted to admit it, and it's just the way it is. You don't have a chance if you are not, if the quarterback is on his A game. And Patrick Mahomes is always on his A game. Patrick Mahomes, I saw this stat, is 3-1 in the playoffs when he's had a win probability in that game of less than 5%. The entire history of the NFL is 1-38 in such situations. And I think the one was Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I think that's it. So you're going to sit here and so you've got arguably the greatest cheat code in sports, and your poor quarterback, Josh Allen, isn't even getting to see the field because he called the wrong tails. First of all, in the year 2022 of our Lord, why are we using a coin flip? Why don't you just give the visiting team first crack and the home team second crack, and you go from there? Why are we using a coin? The coin toss and the chain gang, okay, still using a chain link fence to tell you how far 10 yards is. When we've got all this technology, dumbest thing ever. Bust out a slot machine for all I care. All right? Let's go play Casino War out there. That's what we should do. Let's go bam, bam. That's what you do. Ace, king, I win. Let's go do something. We don't need the coin toss. And it especially should not be have a coin flip, a 50-50 random act that has absolutely nothing to do with talent and nothing to do with anything on the field. A coin toss should never, ever play any impact on a football game. Ever. Ever. We shouldn't do it at the beginning of the game. Home team should get the ball. The visiting team should get the ball to start the game, and the home team should get the ball at halftime. And then in the overtime, visiting team gets the ball, and then the home team gets the ball. It's easy. And everybody gets an equal possession in overtime. There's no clock. In the playoffs, in the regular season, I don't care. In the postseason, there's no clock. There's zero reason, why Josh Allen did not touch a football. And for all you people out there saying, well, your team should have just played defense. Hey, guess what? How about you give the other team's defense a chance to actually play? How about that? Because you know what? If we had won the coin toss and we won the game, their defense wouldn't have been able to stop us either. So how's that matter? What defense? That's just some dumb thing that these fake tough guys say. It's garbage. There's no reason, absolutely none, why Josh Allen did not touch that football. Now, that wasn't the only issue of the weekend, though. There were coaching miscues, and I want to defend Mike McCarthy here. Mike McCarthy got killed for, Dak ran the ball with 14 seconds to go up the middle with no timeouts, and they ran out the clock. I get it. But, considering the situation with no timeouts and San Francisco playing sidelines defense, the options were pretty limited, right? We had two choices. We had bad and worse. Did you see Bruce Arians allow basically a zero blitz and one-on-one coverage on Cooper Kupp, the best wide receiver in the NFL this year, with 40 seconds to go in a game that was tied, that allowed them to get 64 yards on two plays? What about Matt LaFleur having 10 men on the field for a game-winning field goal attempt? Or Mike Vrabel going and having Derrick Henry, a guy who can't apparently pick up a 4th and 1, but then punting on 4th and 1 at times, and then going for 2 instead of breaking the tie. That was not good either. Or let's see, Sean McDermott. Why is Sean McDermott rushing 3 against Patrick Mahomes and leaving the entire middle of the field open with 13 seconds to go? Why is he doing that? Why is Sean McDermott not squib kicking? Those moves, now not all of them are worse than the Cowboys running the ball with 14 seconds to go, even though I didn't think that was a bad thing. I thought that what happened was pretty simple. Dak slid about 2 steps too late, and the umpire was too late getting there. I think that's what happened. I think it's that simple. But I'll tell you, if Mike McCarthy made any of those moves, people would be murdering him. Murdering. And those guys aren't really, Sean McDermott's getting heat. You know why Sean McDermott's getting heat? Because he coached the last game before Monday morning, and that was most fresh in everybody's mind. But if Bruce Arians did, everyone will be talking about that Cooper Kupp play. Everyone will be killing Todd Bowles today. If, Matt LaFleur played the final game on Sunday night and he only had 10 men on the field during a field goal attempt, killing him. Crickets. Harp Mike McCarthy. We harp on him. I think it's a little bit unfair because all these coaches, every single one of them, is terrible at game management, because there is too often, too many times, I believe us as fans in the media compare and rate their game management skills against perfection instead of against their peers. And if we start looking at how Mike McCarthy and how these coaches manage games and stop looking at it through the prism of perfection and start looking at it like, okay, well, he made this mistake. Let's go around the league and let's look at the other miscues. Oh, they all made miscues. Well, then I'm okay with it. Because guess what? None of these guys are any good. So there's no disadvantage. And if there's no advantage and no disadvantage, then it doesn't matter. It does not matter. All right, that's segment 1, Football 401k. I'm RJ Choppy. Aaron Rodgers, is he leaving? But more importantly, why does Aaron Rodgers completely skate on all the criticism that Tony Romo and Dak Prescott and Dan Marino and Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan and Peyton Manning saw before him. Why does Aaron Rodgers escape the heat? That's next on the Football 401k.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar, and a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Back to Football 401k.
Welcome back to the Football 401k. I'm RJ Choppy. Let's get right into it here. Segment number 2. Where's the smoke? Where's the heat for Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers now 11-10 in the playoffs. I don't really care. First of all, I want to be perfectly clear on this. Perfectly clear. I do not care about playoff records. Perfectly clear. I do not care, and I do not judge players on Super Bowl championships. I don't. It's far too random. But I am the keeper of all legacies, and I am the keeper of all narratives. And I got a big problem with Aaron Rodgers escaping heat when every other quarterback doesn't get the same benefit. All right? Doesn't get the same benefit. And I'm sick of it. He can't escape heat if you're going to do it to everybody else. Again, I don't care. I don't care about his playoff record. Doesn't bother me at all. But all you heard about Tony Romo is that Tony Romo is a choker. All you heard about Peyton Manning is that Peyton Manning comes up small in the biggest moments. In a related story, Peyton Manning dragged 4 lifeless coaches to Super Bowls. 4 Super Bowls with 4 different coaches. That's never happened before. Become win the big game. Matt Ryan, choker. Matt Ryan had one of the 5 greatest Super Bowl performances ever in a loss. Dak. Oh, yeah, Dak's not a big game quarterback. Phillip Rivers. Oh, Phillip Rivers can't win the big one. Now, Aaron Rodgers, to his credit, has a title. And outside of Peyton Manning, none of the guys I mentioned to have one. But why does Aaron Rodgers not catch the same heat that Manning got? Why is that? Why? They have basically the same record of the playoffs. One's like 14-13, and one's 11-10. Rodgers has been to 1 Super Bowl, and that was back in 2010. It was the 2009 season. Manning's been to 4, including 2 since Rodgers went to his last one, and Manning's been retired for half a decade. So why does one catch heat and why does one not? And I don't know the answer to that. I think it's very odd and incredibly unfair to one or the other to not give the requisite amount of heat. Now, is it because people look at something like touchdown interception ratio? Who cares? Dumb stat. Okay, we've detailed why. If you need to explain it, just Google it. But, Rodgers has now lost. I mean, the amount of home playoff games this guy's lost is amazing. Amazing. He lost at home to the Giants in 2011 season. He lost at home to San Francisco in 2014. He lost at home to Tampa last year and at home to San Francisco this year. He also lost on the road at Seattle, on the road at San Francisco, on the road at Arizona, on the road at Atlanta, and on the road at San Francisco again. Like, we're talking about a guy here who has all the talent in the world and never makes the Super Bowl. He's made one. And that was a decade plus ago. And he just doesn't catch the heat for whatever reason. And I don't care about Super Bowls. I don't. I'm a talent guy. Give me the guy with the most talent, and I'll win more games. And if I don't happen to win Super Bowls, it's probably not because of the more talented individual. Like, Tom Brady's not the most talented quarterback ever. Now, he's the most accomplished, but Aaron Rodgers is more talented than Tom Brady. It's not even close. In fact, I don't even think many people argue that. So I'm taking my chances. I'm taking my chances with the better quarterback every time. But I just want to know why Aaron Rodgers doesn't catch the same heat that other guys get. It's certainly not talent-wise. It's certainly not. Manning caught way more heat. And his talent, you could say, clearly better. Not clearly better, but it was better. I mean, we're talking about the guy who was, the number one pick in the draft and the greatest. I mean, he was a much better prospect coming out of college than Rodgers. And that would tell you all you need to know about whose talent, just talent level is better. Rodgers does things that nobody else can do. Manning's brain does things that nobody else can do. I just never understood why Aaron Rodgers always caught a pass and Tony Romo was a choker because Seattle used a slick football. Don't know. Never made much sense to me. We talked about this on the radio show today. Myself, Sean Sharif, 105 through the fan, 5:30 to 10 during the week, a.m. What is Ben Roethlisberger? Is he the first ballot Hall of Famer? And my first impression was no. No, that's my first impression. Now, I do think he'll get in, and I do think he probably will get in on the first ballot. But personally, my first impression was no. I felt his titles to be very much Eli Manning-esque. And what I mean by that is I don't really count them. They weren't very good. Like, he wasn't very good in the games. He wasn't very good in those runs. He was kind of carried by his defense. Or the organization. That doesn't mean that, he didn't win them. He did. But, like, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, my God, dragged his team to a title. And if you're going to use titles as a reason to get somebody into Canton, which they do, which is another dumb thing, I can't use those. But then I looked, and between 2012 and basically now, the guy had just tremendous numbers. I'm looking for 6 straight years of elite play. And he does that. He matches that. But to me, to be first ballot, at some point in your career, I have to call you the best at the position for any singular year. And he never was. Now, is it his fault that he played at the same time as Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady? It's not his fault. That's just the breaks, man. That's kind of how it is. For me to get you in the first ballot, you've got to be considered at some point, at least even Drew Brees at 1 year, for 1 year. He didn't win the MVP, but his numbers show it. I don't really care about the MVP. His numbers show for 1 year, he was the best quarterback in the NFL. First ballot, I can't sit here and say the guy who was never the best quarterback in the league is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I just can't say that. And I'm a small room guy, I admit it. And I like Ben. Most of the things about Ben. And he is a Hall of Famer. But that first ballot thing, which I don't even like that either. I hate it. But it is a thing, so let's just stick with it. He's just not there. He ain't it. He's not a first ballot Hall of Fame guy. So we'll see. All right, that's segment number 2 on the football 401k. We got our best bets, and are both Brady and Sean Payton gone? We'll see. It's coming up next on the football 401k.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys? Jack Black. Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
Back to football 401k.
Welcome back to the football 401k. I am RJ Choppy. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a great, and I mean great show to wrap up here on this. What is going to be, are we calling this division round game, or are we calling this conference tournament game weekend in the National Football League? Well, it is conference. It is the show about conference tournaments or conference championship for the division round. Let's just say it's conference championship week edition of the football 401k. All right, I got some bets for you here in a minute. First thing we're going to do is I want to ask about the legacy of Sean Payton. As much as it was a disappointment for Aaron Rodgers to have only won 1 title and remains at least at that, you know, Sean Payton only has 1 with Drew Brees. Mike McCarthy catches a lot of heat for only having 1 title. And I don't feel Sean Payton catches the same amount. I don't feel he catches a comparable amount of heat that Mike McCarthy does. Now, maybe Sean Payton is a better overall coach than Mike. That's possible. And in fact, I would think, you know what? If I were to look at him, I'd think, yeah, he might be a better coach. He's probably a better coach than Mike McCarthy. Not probably. He is. I think he is. But if you're a better coach, then you catch more heat then? Isn't that kind of how it works? And I don't think either one of those guys was the reason that those teams didn't make a Super Bowl since 2009, 2010. But I do think that if you want to be fair to everybody involved, which I think you need to be, you're going to give 1 heat for not winning more with Aaron Rodgers, and you damn well better give another heat for not winning more with Drew Brees. Because Drew Brees, when he retires, is going to go down as a lot of things. And an all-time great is one of them. I did a study. Drew Brees is one of, if not the best playoff performer in NFL history. Drew Brees has metrics that make him blow past Aaron Rodgers. Blow past him. He is, playoff winning percentage. I'm sorry, playoff win probability added. Okay. How much win probability do you add with your play? Drew Brees, 1st in NFL history. Aaron Rodgers, 6th. We're talking about one of the best playoff quarterbacks ever, even though he only made 1 Super Bowl. And that coach couldn't get more than 1? Well, why is he not getting more heat? Why is he not getting the same amount of criticism that Mike is? Had a question about that. I have a little bit of a problem with that. All right, I got a couple of bets for you this week. First bet is I am going to take the under 54.5. Oh, wait a second. What am I, an idiot? No. I'm taking the over 54.5 in Chiefs Bengals. Over 54.5. This game's going to be in the 30s, both teams. I am also taking the under 46 in San Fran and the Rams. I'm also taking Cincinnati plus the 7 points. They've got ourselves a shootout. And I'm taking San Francisco plus the 3.5. I think the Super Bowl is a rematch of 2 years ago. San Fran and Kansas City. I don't want San Francisco in the Super Bowl. I would love to see Rams and KC. I think that would be so juicy. And I think it's another interesting thing. For the first time ever, people from St. Louis will be rooting for a team from Kansas City. That would be cool to see. But that's your bets. Cincy plus 7, San Fran plus 3.5, the over 54.5 in the Cincy KC game, and the under 46 in San Fran and the Rams. We're back for a Super Bowl edition next week of the Football 401k. I'm RJ Choppy. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you next week, and let's win some money.